Hi everyone, it's Terry here with a process video for Scrap the Girls. This month we've got this fab mood board and I'm using the colour scheme from that mood board. So I've pulled out these supplies and those letters are actually the inserts from this cut file that I used on the layout you can see on the screen. And what I've done is I've stuck both the blue and the black together slightly offset to give kind of a shadow effect. I'm using this older patterned paper that's from one of the Chamel for American Crafts ranges. I'm just trimming out the section in the middle so that I can use that for something else. And then I'm going to add this, again, older piece of Amy Tangerine patterned paper that I've trimmed down to about 10.5 inches square, I think. And I'm just going to stick that in the middle and then I'm going to use that to add most of my embellishment on top of. So I've kind of roughly worked out where I wanted my letters to start with. I'm just adding a doodled border before sticking them down. So I'm using 2 black and white photos for this layout from when me and my friend went running. It's kind of, we had started getting into a bit of a routine of going regularly and then finishing with coffee and cake, which kind of defeats the point a little bit, but it was good to have some time chatting afterwards. So I've stuck my letters down where I want them and you can see roughly where I'm going to put my photos, and I've just added some water to those Campbella paints so that I can use them a bit later on, so they're just activating there with the water. I'm going to back my photos on some vellum. I don't want to bring in too many different patterns on this layout. I want to keep it quite simple because I'm focusing mostly on the colour scheme, and a lot of papers kind of have other colours in them as well that I've got, so I wanted to just mat them on some simple vellum, and then I've stuck them down onto my layout with, so I've stuck them flush at the bottom of the photo and then just added foam pads to the top edge. So this is a little flag or fishtail tag from one of the older Chamel cut parts. I'm really trying to use up some of my older stash at the moment, only so that it justifies me buying some more. But it was a kind of green colour, that kind of lime colour, so I wanted to use it just under there. I'm using this acrylic word from Pear Tree Cut Files to go in as part of my title. And you know, I really wasn't sure I would use this green one because it's so bright and bold and not usually a colour I go for, but when I got that mood board from Scrap the Girls, I thought, you know, it was ideal for it. So I'm just going through some of my Vicky Boutin chipboard stickers and pulling out anything that is the same colourway. So it happens to have this beautiful butterfly, and then there's some little arrows that have got words on them. So I'm just using those to embellish around the letters and the photographs. So I'm just going through some of my embellishment packs to see if there's any die cuts with similar colours. So you can see that these florals from the Vicky Boutin Colour Study collection have got too many different colours on, but what I did decide to do was cut out some of the leaves, so they've got that kind of tealy blue colour that I want to add to this layout. So I've just trimmed them off the flower, and then I will tuck that kind of tatty edge underneath the photo so you can't see it. So nobody would ever know that it wasn't meant to be on its own. So I'm just going through and seeing if there's any other bits that I might want to use. So there is this other butterfly or moth, but it's quite a contrast to that one that I'd already decided to use, so I do decide against that. So I'm just figuring out exactly where I want those green pieces to go. And similarly to the word, I've got these acrylic hearts that are the same green, so I decided to pull them in onto this layout to add some more green tones around the words. So I'm going to use my Cambella paints, and these are from a set called Brain Freeze, and they're like really bright, vibrant, glittery colours. I really love the pink and the blue in this set. I wasn't sure how much I'd use the green, but surprisingly I've used it more than the other two colours on layouts so far. So just added some splatters of that green around my clusters of embellishment, and now just adding a couple of gold kind of embellishments just to kind of break up the colours a little bit. I'm just working out where I want those last few little details. This layout's got a bit of a diagonal kind of design to it for where the embellishments are kind of situated. So kind of started top left hand corner, finishing bottom right hand corner, with more heavy embellishment in that bottom right hand side. So now I'm just adding a few of these little puffy dots from these thickers. I'm never always sure what to do with them, and again they've got some of the green and turquoise tones in them that are perfect for using alongside this mood board. I'm going to add a few teal or turquoise sequins. These are from Spiegelmum Scraps. So I'm using a lot of different collections, different manufacturers, and sometimes it's nice to really get to grips with what bits of stash you've got left, and not always jump and grab for the latest collections. So I'm just adding in some glittery Nuvo drops there as well, in and amongst the puffy dots and the hearts, just to add a bit of kind of a feeling of flow and around those embellishments. So this layout is pretty much finished now. So here you can see some close-ups. Thank you for joining me on YouTube today. Don't forget to check out the description below for all the links, and we love to see what you create with the mood board. Bye for now.